You want to study already
Yes.
or not yet?
Yes. I think I want to. I want to. Uh,
Study in.
study in. I think I study in. Um. Uh,
Just in your place, right? Just right in your place.
yes.
Is it? Is it a university? Is it a university near your place, or you need to travel for how many hours?
I think I want to study in law university.
Oh, wow, that's good. So I wish all the best for you. So we stopped last time at page 70, but we are not finished with this yet. So right now we are going to continue. Okay, Lee? So can you please read again what comets is all about? Comets.
Comets are objects in the solar system made of ice, dust, and rock. They have a hard core and long tails of gas and dust. Every now and again they appear within sight of Earth before disappearing into deep space.
Okay. So comets are made of what?
Comets are made of ice, dust, and rock.
Okay. So because comets are made of ice, dust, and rock, so no wonder that it can appear and then it can disappear, right? And also when it appears, it has what? It has what?
Its hard core and long tail of gas and dust.
Yes. So it's very magical to think that um, the tails will have its lights. Okay, it will brighten up like like some flashlights. It has lights on its tails every time it goes near the sun. So that's how amazing comets are. So can you please read two tails?
Two tails. When a comet gets close to the sun, it, its ice melts and two tails form, one made of gas and one made of dust.
Okay, so because comets are really made of gas and made of dust, so when it gets close to the sun, the ice, what happened to its ice?
I melt and two
Mm-hmm.
tails form,
Yes.
one
So
made
like
of gas and one made of dust.
yes, very good. So like what I said, Lee, comets every time comets get nearer how will it- every time comets get nearer to the sun, what happens is it what? It
Is ice
mhm.
melt.
Yes, very good. It melts. And so because of that, because it melts, two tails form. So we have here Halley's Comet. Can you please read?
Halley's comet. Halley's comet makes one full circle around the sun every 75 years, and it has been recorded by historians for more than 2,000 years. The
Bayok.
Bayeux Tapestry, which tells the story of the Battle of Hastings, shows it moving across the sky in the years uh,
Okay, so this is in the year what?
in the years one
1066.
1066.
Okay, very good, Lee. So Halley's Comet, Lee, they make one full circle around the sun, meaning to say they really go around the sun. Round and round they go by full circle around the sun every what, how many years they they make one full circle around the sun every
Every 75 years.
yes, and the historians have been dating that one. So for more than what happened for more than 2,000 years, what happened? It has been recorded.
Recorded by historians for more
Yes,
than
for more than
1,000 years.
2,000 years. For more than 2,000 years, historians had recorded that this, what we called Halley's Comet, moves one full circle around the sun every 75 years. So, we also have here Bayek's tapestry that tells of what? It tells of the story of the
Battle of Hastings.
yes, Battle of Hastings. So it also shows that this comet moves across the sky in the year 1066. Okay, so we have here an illustration. Okay, you see this one? So this is the comets. For example, this is the comets, just an illustration. This is the sun. So what happens? Circling around the sun.
Circling the sun, comets move around the sun. Their tails always point away from the sun, but in slightly different direction. The tails get longer as the comet gets closer to the sun.
Okay, very good, correct. So comets move around the sun just like this one. This is how they move and make a full round circle around the sun. So they have tails. Okay, you see these are their tails. Okay, the longer tails and the shorter tails. So what do you think, Lee? I have a question for you. Uh, if the tail of the comet starts to get longer, what does that mean?
It means that the tails always point. The tails get longer as the comet gets closer to the sun.
Very good. So the tails get longer as the comet gets closer to the sun. The more the comet gets closer to the sun, the more its tail grows longer. But what happens if the tail starts to get shorter? It means
It means the tails get the shorter.
so if the tail gets shorter, yeah. Okay, just simply imagine Lee. Okay, if the tails of the comets get longer every time it gets closer to the sun, what about if the tail starts to get shorter? Okay, when it gets closer to the sun, the tails
Um,
get longer. But farther and farther from the sun, when it is already far from the sun, what happened?
it gets shorter.
Okay, so can you explain again? How can you tell me the difference? No, can you tell me when does the comet's tail starts to get longer and when does the comet's tail starts to get shorter?
When the tails get longer, as the comet gets closer to the sun,
Very
and
good.
when the tails
And the
get
tail starts to get shorter when?
shorter, start to get shorter, and
When?
when the comet gets shorter to the sun,
Farther?
far,
Far. Farther.
farther to the sun.
Okay, very good. Good job. So now let's proceed to communication. So can you please read Lee? Communication means?
Communication. The different ways people keep in touch are all forms of communication. People have many ways of communicating, such as talking to each other or writing letters. Most modern communication other than talking is done using mobile phones.
Okay, very good. So when we talk about communication, Lee, what comes up first in your mind?
Um, I think it's mobile phones.
Very good. That's the best example that for sure we as people living in this digital world, in this generation, when we talk about communication, we will not think about letters anymore. We will not think about mails anymore. But for sure, when we talk about communication, aside from oral communication, a personal, personal communication like talking. But when we say communication, even if we are far from each other, what we firstly think is our mobile phones, right? Our internet, social media. Okay, using our mobile phones. Then, if you have internet, then you can communicate, right? That's correct. Very good. So, what is mobile phones?
Mobile phones. Mobile phones are very useful as they let people communicate in many different ways.
That's correct. So, mobile phones are very useful because what? What, Lee?
Uh,
They.
because they let people communicate in many different ways.
That's true. So, they let people communicate in many different ways. So, let me just add, it's very healthy and it's very accessible and it's very useful that we have these mobile phones to communicate, right, in many different ways. But it also becomes unhealthy. uh, what makes it unhealthy is how we use it. If we use mobile phones to communicate in a bad way, like we bash people, we judge people, or we fight in the phone against our loved ones, then that's not good. It would be unhealthy. But if we use mobile phones to communicate with our loved ones, especially when we are far from them, then that makes mobile phones very useful for us in communicating with our loved ones. Right, Lee? Have you experienced being bashed in social media, or how you have a fight in your mobile phone with against someone? Have you experienced that?
Um, no.
No, that's good. Because me, I've, I've experienced that before and I was still in high school, and that's not good. I've learned from that. So, and also many people nowadays in social media, okay, using their mobile phones, they are fighting against each other, and that's not good. Okay. What do you mean by email?
Email. Email lets us send written messages. It is much faster than sending a letter through the mail.
That's true. So before, because um, there are no emails yet before, there are no technology advancement, so people send letters through mails, right? Before, maybe your parents or maybe your grandparents, when they exchange love letters to each other, maybe they send letters through mails. That's so cute, but not anymore now, right? Nowadays our generation is very accessible. If you want to apply a job, if you want to write some documents or some resumes or whatever letter that is, we can just send through an email. No need to send a letter through the mail, okay? Because it would cost money and time to wait for it to be received from the recipient. Okay, how about photo messaging? What is that?
Photo messaging. Photos can be taken and then shared with other people.
Okay, so have you experienced photo messaging?
Yes.
Okay, so when you do photo messaging, do you use some social media apps, and what is that?
It's Instagram
Instagram.
and
And what else?
Facebook and Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, Messenger, right? Okay,
Yeah.
Messenger, Instagram. Do you use WeChat in Vietnam? No, do you use WhatsApp in Vietnam? What do you use?
Uh, I use. Mm,
Because in the Philippines, they use Telegram, Viber. In Thailand, they use Line. You can also send photos there, and photo messaging is also available there. Because when you use Messenger, the photos can be pixelized, like it will be blur when you download it. But if you send
yes.
it in Instagram or in Line, or in WhatsApp or other social media apps, it would be clear if you download the photo, right? Okay, so
Mm,
that's good. What is phone? Okay, what is the importance of phone in communication?
a phone. Using a phone lets you talk to others around the world.
Okay, that's true. So using a phone, it lets you talk to other people around the world. So how can you communicate with people, Lee, using your phone?
I communicate with people by messengers or
Do you do texting there also?
yes,
Okay. So how about video calling? What is it?
video call. This type of call lets you see the person you are speaking to.
Okay. So before, when there are still no social media, there are still no um phones having cameras. So the phones before, because I was born in the year 1996. So before, when you have a phone that have cameras, you're already rich, because before it started from a phone with having no cameras. So only texting or calling, but now because it's very high tech already, or high technology, so we can already see the person we want to talk with face to face using our phones only, right? So what do you prefer, audio calling or video calling?
Um, can you give
Like
it again?
okay, let me translate for you. What do you prefer? Audio calling or video calling?
I think I prefer video calling to
Why?
to because I can see the person I
Mm-hmm.
speak to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, that's good. So how about gaming?
Gaming. People can chat and talk to one another while they play games.
Okay, have you experienced this now? You play games and then you can talk to each other while you are playing, even if you are far from your homes. You are in different homes, you play and then you talk. Have you experienced this?
Yes.
Okay. So me, since I'm not so fond of gaming in phones, so I haven't experienced this. But I just noticed my students before in Thailand and my nephew here, my niece. I noticed them playing games, but they're talking with someone. I don't know because I haven't tried. How about internet? What do you mean by internet?
The internet lets people find out information very quickly.
Okay, internet lets people find out information very quickly. So how does internet help you a lot? Does internet help you a lot in your studies?
Yes.
In what way?
In the internet, I can find uh, where I can find a lot of information for my uh, for my for my subjects.
Okay, that's very good. So how about texting? What do you mean by texting?
Texting. Texts are short written messages. Texting is a popular way to communicate.
Okay, so is texting still a trend in your country?
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's good. So let's proceed to, okay, past and future. Okay, what is the difference between the past and the future?
Past and future. People have always found clever ways to communicate. The first humans drew pictures for each other on cave board. Modern communication is becoming more high-tech.
Okay, so what can you say about this, Lee?
Is uh, is is
Because before, it says here, people found clever ways to communicate, because there's no advanced technology. What they did is they drew pictures each other on cave walls, and that's their way to communicate. And what can you say about the past and the future? Because today,
I think today is becoming more high-tech
yes, very good.
than
Today is becoming more high tech, so no need to draw pictures on cave walls or whatsoever. And we have here telegraph. What is telegraph?
telegraph. In the early
18.
18,000.
Hundred.
At 1800s, messages were sent in a series of dots and dashes, called Morse code, over a thin wire.
Okay. So if you can remember, Lee, I showed you a video of a Morse code, right? That they use
Yes,
dots and dashes to communicate. It passes through a wire, right? Like
yes.
this one. Okay, this is a Morse code. It passes through a wire. So they used that um, pre-war and during the war to send codes to attack the enemy secretly. I want to show you a HoloLens. What HoloLens is? Can you please read this?
HoloLens. This is a computer you can wear. It displays three objects that the wearers can interact with.
Okay, we still have few minutes. I want to show you a video of how HoloLens is manipulated. Okay, let me show you. Okay, hold on, Lee.
Naghahanap ka pa rin?
Okay, Lee, so that's introducing HoloLens. It's already time, but what can you say about HoloLens before we end this class? Okay, it is a
Uh,
computer you can wear and it displays 3D objects the moment you interact it with some objects. What can you say about HoloLens?
I think HoloLens is it's like uh, it's like a virtual reality glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and it displays objects that
Mm-hmm.
the wearer can with.
Yeah. So it's very high tech, right? Imagine you can see 3D objects the moment you center it on a motorbike or in a house, in a room. You can just click while you wear it. These are 3D, so it's so amazing. Imagine how advanced our world now is. I mean, imagine how advanced our world now. That way back before, we have really advanced and high up in our technology, and it's really very amazing. Maybe someday we can already see in the future. I think I'm not so sure, but I think because every day, every now and then, technology is increasing, knowledge is increasing, technology is advancing. Maybe someday soon we can see a car flying. Like you can
Yeah,
just imagine the car will fly. That's maybe in the future. That will be how high tech our world will be. What do you think, Soli?
Yes, I think in the future
Mm-hmm.
maybe the car um,
Mm-mm.
water to
Mm-hmm.
use water to run.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Do you have some questions, Lee?
I don't have a question.
Okay, thank you so much for tonight. I hope you have a good rest and I hope that you had fun learning with me tonight. Good night, Lee. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Have
Have
a
a
good
good
night. Bye
night.
bye.